Hello out there in internet land. It is another week, and that means another XGR. So joining me is the usual cast of people. We have Chriz, aka the Mole.
And hello.
And Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hey!
And as per usual, we will go through first the news, and then the catch-up section where we talk about the games we played, and then the topic for the week, with this time it is hypocrisy of gamers. So that'll be a fun one to get people angry. But other than that, remember, if you missed any of our awards that we did last month, feel free to watch those once you're done listening to this, because that was a fun month to do with our lots of different categories, lots of different things. So
some of them were good, some of them were Stacy's.
Thank you.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but all right, so
now that you mention it.
Yeah, but now that you brought it up inconspicuously, no.
Don't
but
worry, I'll do it so you don't get your hands dirty, boss.
Thank you. That's what Rick do.
He makes other people do his stuff?
That's right.
Is that what Rick don't do?
Yeah, that's what being a parent is.
That's what Rick delegates.
Yeah, that's what Rick tell to do. So first we'll lead off with the news. Whoever wants to go first, jump right in.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
With mini news. Writer and director Kevin Smith will be in the LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham game. But he won't be voicing a character from the DC or LEGO universe, no. Instead, Kevin Smith will be playing, wait for it, Kevin Smith. And Smith will be on a panel at LEGO Batman for the LEGO Batman panel at the upcoming New York City Comic Con, October 11th, to talk about his role in the game, among other LEGO Batman topics. So yeah, it has Kevin Smith. That's kind of awesome.
That is pretty cool. Are they gonna, in the next one, are they gonna have The Rock voice Black Adam?
They should.
All right, so Stacy, did you want to go next then, or did you want me to?
Okay.
Right.
Bringing it via Bricklight.
I don't know which one I should do first. Which one is technically smaller? Here, I'll do this one. Okay. I know we didn't do nicknames for newses, or at least Mole did, but I'm gonna call this one "So Long, Farewell, I'd Rita Say Goodbye."
Finally leaving us?
Fuck you. It's the PlayStation Home. Yep, that's right. PlayStation Home's finally leaving. Or, I'm sorry, it's leaving. Oh no!
Aw. But where else are people going to get together in large groups of friends and harass women?
So it went live in 2008. It's being stopped in March 31st, 2015. So that had a good run, I guess. It made IGN shit tons of money.
I will say Home was a great concept. The concept for Home was brilliant. Gamers let it down. Because the idea for Home was originally to be like a social platform. It was basically PlayStation's answer to Second Life on the PC. So you create your avatar, you go in, you meet up with people, you chat socially, you may watch a trailer or two for a game and stuff, and that's what you were doing. Yeah, a load of people like, oh, but this doesn't have games in it. So then suddenly it all changed to be about shitty little mini games that you would get on like your iPhone or something that people would eat up, and it's like, really? That's what this has become? And I made the joke about harassing women, but it's true. Because at least for years, if there was a female avatar, you'd get crowds of male avatars just surround her going, it's a girl! Ah!
I was actually on PlayStation for like an hour, and so I can testify to that.
That's why I will say I did love what me and a few other gamers decided to start doing. So I wasn't the first to do this. A load of gamers started to do this and then recommended others do it, so I did join in. Mm-hmm. You create a female avatar. You go into Home. you stand in the center of the courtroom and you just wait. Then when you've got enough around you, you scream out with the typing, "It's a trap!" and then turn into your fat male avatar and run away.
That is amazing.
But they shouldn't. I mean, what? They're gonna go, "Oh my God, it's a girl." Girl, like a zombie outbreak. Girl. No. Come on, go look at porn and masturbate or something.
Go look at porn and masturbate.
Yeah, go masturbate to porn and stuff, and then get your jollies that way. Then when you come into home, leave that shit at the door, because some of these people are going to be kids, for God's sake. Kids! And you're harassing them sexually. That basically makes you the PlayStation equivalent of Gary Glitter.
Who's Gary Glitter?
They needed a Chris Hansen game in there where he would just walk up to people and go, "Take a seat."
Yes.
And you couldn't log out.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pedophile or something.
Chris Hansen?
No, the glitter guy.
Oh.
Gary Glitter was a famous singer from over here. And yeah, basically he was arrested for shitloads of child pornography and stuff on his computer. Hence the expression some people do to say if the best thing the internet ever did was jail Gary Glitter. And yeah, you can look all of that up on Wikipedia. There's some Xpound Gaming Pedophiles Radio. There's no gym, but it's a case.
I wanted to say that, but I couldn't decide to do that. I was like, well, he did want us to not do that, but he's not here. Should I do it or not?
He's never going to find out, so that's what
That's
Rick
true,
delegates.
yeah.
That's the point. If he
I was
doesn't
going to be
know
like, that's
about
why
it,
we don't have Jim on the show, because it's not about pedophiles.
Yeah.
he doesn't know about it. It didn't happen.
But no, Home was a great example of wasted potential because they listened to the morons. When they hadn't listened to the morons, and I understand it made them money, but it was a great social thing. If you could go in there, meet up with your friends, all start to chat and voice and shit, have your own like little apartment and stuff, and you like I could go in there, say just as an example, go to say Diablo 3. I could be in the Diablo 3 room. Rick could go on there and stuff, and he could look around, see all the cool stuff. When he gets there, I'd be like, "Hey, Rick, do you want to jump in the game?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, cool," with his little avatar smiling at me. When we jump into the game through that, and then we enter the game. It was just a social thing, and they turned it into a collection of mini games. Mini games so piss poor, even the Wii U, or not the Wii U, even the regular Wii would look at them and say, "Yeah, that's shovelware."
I would say my N64 with Mario Party 1 and 2 and 3 could beat that.
I would say none of them beat the Wii for shovelware. The Wii is the video game console that had the most shovelware.
Yeah.
Except for maybe PC.
Yeah, true.
I just mean because it's been around for so much longer, I imagine there's been a lot.
We're talking about real game consoles.
Oh.
Not porn machines. Oh.
Is it wrong? I've totally used my Wii U in my bedroom to look at porn.
No, because people have used their 3DS to do it. Which at least makes sense if it's in 3D. Like, that sounds like...
I feel like I should have got a screen protector.
Yeah, you probably should.
That sounds thicker than what I thought. I just because I'm constantly using it, not because I'm doing... Yeah.
It's too late.
It's too late. Rick, know what you do.
Yeah.
The only thing I would add to this is that at one point it had 19 million members.
Oh, shh, Stace. The guys are talking about not, harassing women. But yeah, no, I'm kidding. That's just irony. Boom. Or...
If it had 19 million members, you might want to take it to the clinic first.
Nice.
Huh.
PlayStation.
Okay, so on to...
Craigslist without the murderers.
Well, that we know of. I mean, there might have been one.
True, but they
There's, like,
couldn't remember the other gamers.
I just picture a murderer is like sitting there like, why is no one coming over to me? And he's like, oh, I need to make my avatar a girl.
Yeah. It's the opposite of the slasher films. He's actually posing as the girl in the woods.
Oh, man. So, I guess on to my news, unless we wanted to talk about home some more. No? Okay. So,
I'll just say home is where the heart is.
Yeah. But for the game Destiny, might have heard of it. Came out beginning of the month. Little game, not many people know about it. But there was an infamous. Yeah. Oh, jeez. But
is that the game with the birds that looks sort of like angry that you fire from a catapult?
Mario Kart, yeah.
Nice.
That was the only one I could think of offhand. There's probably a better one, but anyway. But there was this infamous loot cave that people were using to get lots of drops really fast because it apparently has a pretty crappy drop system or loot system. Yeah.
Infamous loot cave is totally what Stacy names her vagina.
Wait, why is that even brought up and not true?
Well, why is it not true? I don't know. Why isn't it true?
No, I said, why was that even brought up and also not true? That was completely random.
Come on. Infamous loot cave. You can easily go that way with an innuendo.
Oh my god.
It's true.
Admittedly, you probably wouldn't name it that.
No.
No, there's much funnier names. But they apparently patched it.
Time.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Nice. But anyway, they apparently patched it out or fixed it so it didn't give out quite so much loot, or basically they fixed the spawn rate as far as I read, and but then quickly players found another place that was just as good. So until they fix like the bigger overall loot thing, which they said is in the next upcoming patch, they're gonna fill around with the loot. And I was joking with my friend because they said something about because basically what it is you'll get a rare drop, but you don't know what the item is, and then when you go to identify it, it will also then check its rarity there. So you might get a super rare drop that then when you go and identify, it becomes just normal rare. So you basically have to get lucky twice to get a good thing, which is worse crap.
Wait, how does that work?
I say,
yes.
What they need for a game like that is to deliberately create a cave with shit ton of loot that people can just go and get all this great stuff, but then make it like the Cave of Wonder from Aladdin. Make it start to destroy itself, and if you can't run out and beat it and you die in there, you lose all the loot you've collected since you've entered the cave.
That would be awesome. Like that Diablo 3 dungeon, the one that like you have like a minute and a half to get out.
Yeah, but this one, because literally the whole thing would be falling and just kill you. It'd be great.
That would be funny. That would require a lot of effort on their part, though, and I don't think they would do that. But it's an awesome idea. But yeah, so supposedly they're fixing that because they're like, oh yeah, no, people thought it was fun during development that, like, oh, maybe I just got this rare drop. Maybe it's actually not a rare. And my friend and I, who have worked as video game testers, were like, nobody said that. Nobody agreed with your choice. You just did it, and someone was like, oh, is that how it works? And you're like, that guy likes it. We're changing it. I'm like, no, nobody liked it. You're fooling yourself.
Wait,
but yeah.
They were giving
Does that
people
work in reverse?
So I went and saying that's not that.
Does that work in reverse though? Can I get like a really shitty, like laughable drop and then it turns into a rare?
No. If it's, I think it was green is the lowest. I think it's always green. It might go up to blue, but it won't go up past that.
So you can get a really rare thing that just turns to shit, but you can't get a shit thing that turns to rare.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Who's the fuck allowed that to even exist?
Oh, come on. What gamer doesn't what gamer doesn't enjoy spending hours and hours just looting something, finding an ultimately rare item and going, yes, it's rare, and then having that taken away, so they're like, oh, okay, so now I have to really earn it. Oh, wait. I don't think anyone does that.
Yeah.
No, but like, I can
when that
understand-
happens, you should get an achievement. You're mad, bro.
I mean, I
The
can
only achievement you
understand.
can earn multiple times.
Yeah.
I could understand if it worked both ways, like, because then at least that's kind of fair. But like,
Yeah.
no, that just straight up fucked up.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. But so that's why I think, as far as I understand, that's why people were using that cave, is because you could get a lot of drops. So even if they ended up being crap, you could get them so quickly that, you know, it'd kind of even that out. But then they shut it down, and then people were like, oh, fine, and they found another one. It's like, well, that's going to happen until you either fix it, or probably even at that point, it'll probably just die down. There's going to be people that are going to keep doing that regardless. So I don't know.
There will be.
Yeah.
But
On to the big news. Yes?
I actually agree with it on this one because, yeah, that is kind of dickish to give someone something rare and make it unrare within a second or two.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it's like, all right, I got this rare drop. I hope it's a good weapon. Nah, it was really just an item you can trade. You're like, really? Because they can apparently do that too. It can become like an item that's not even a piece of equipment. And you're like, way.
That's like when you go to Bangkok and you're like, cool, it's a really hot woman, and then you get her back to the bedroom and she pulls down her pants and she's evolved into a man.
I was saying, like, what does that even mean? Like, when you first get something, so you have to check it out first. Like, what does that even mean? Like, the rating in the first one. Like, what is that? Like, how can you even tell it's a rare drop then? Like, if it's just gonna get it translated anyway.
It's the color of the item you pick up is supposed to show its rarity.
Yeah, but what does that even mean if you have to get it decoded in the first place?
I don't know.
You already know.
I guess it has a better chance of being something worth it.
A better chance of keeping its rarity?
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, I think that's pretty dumb.
That is.
It's just you're doing the same job twice. Why? Like.
Yeah, you have to get lucky twice, and that's silly.
Because gamers wanted it, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I think some guy wanted to laugh at other people and say, look how long it...
No, I think it's like that South Park episode.
Oh.
I basically see, where they were being sarcastic. I can basically see the guy go, so tell me this, gamers, what if we give you a really rare drop and then we take it away and it turns out that's not rare? What do you think about that as an idea? And one gamer's like, oh, that's such a great idea. I couldn't possibly see anything wrong with that. And they're like, boom, thanks.
And he was later stabbed in the parking lot.
But if you're wondering which gamer it was, his name is Marcus Shadow. He lives at the following address. Now.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
That's funny and messed up and partially true. But other than that... No, we like Marcus Shadow. Sometimes. More on that later, no?
No, we wouldn't want you to kill Marcus Shadow unless you're a celebrity. Thus, you're breaking the curse.
It's the only way.
Yeah, it's him or me. Some celebrities are even trying to stay awake in hopes that, in groups, in hopes that if one of them falls asleep, the others can wake him up and they can pull Marcus out of their dream so he becomes corporeal.
Yes. Oh, man. Poor Marcus.
He won't listen to this.
Pretty killer. Yeah, I know.
He won't listen to this, so it's fine.
He listened to the one where that we put like Hyrule Warriors in the title. Then he listened to that one.
So don't put Hyrule Warriors in this. Just name it not Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
But on to the big news.
My big news. They revealed my career mode for WWE. I just took some cliff notes for it, but it does sound awesome because there was like multiple paragraphs. But so I'm going to break down as many as I could put on there just to cliff note it. But my career is a mode for created wrestlers only and has you starting out at the NXT Performance Center in Orlando, where Bill DeMont actually yells at you when you mess up, all the way up until the point where you get to NXT TV show. So there's that bit of news.
Cool.
And also, its length and overall nature are up to how you choose to play your character, as opposed to your win-loss record.
Oh.
Once you've gone through the basics and made out of the Performance Center into the NXT TV broadcast, your progress is based on your social media fan base. Your job, just like any current WWE superstar, is to entertain the fans. So it goes on to that. It also mentions, basically, what you had to do is you have to play your character like an actual wrestler. Example listed here is, over a long enough period of time, winning every match might be enough to get you over. But even a loss can be great for your career, because each and every match you compete in is rated on things like move variety, memorable moments, back and forth momentum swings, overall drama. And it says so you're good enough at the game's mechanics to squash John Cena in 2 minutes flat using the exact same move over and over again. That's nice. My 15-minute long match, where we both kicked out of multiple finishes at the 2.99 count I lost, is the matchup the fans wanted to see, so expect me to land on the pay-per-view card well before you.
So if you squash someone using only a few moves over and over again, you don't get the belt? I don't understand.
Yes. What about suplex?
Sorry.
It sounds like something a game that Jeff is going to hate.
Of course it is. I mean, no.
But even if you put out 5-star matches on regular, your experience is still going to be different depending on decisions you make in the ring and out. There's storylines, rivalries, you get to pick your own alliances. They aren't really random, but the dynamic is based on how much of a heel or face you are and how over you are with the fans and various other factors that make it different each time you go through. They also mentioned something about being able to hire managers to help you out.
Nice.
And they
so
said,
you can be a Paul Heyman guy?
You can be a Paul Heyman guy.
Yay.
And they said, and maybe the coolest feature of My Career Mode, though, is that the storylines are incorporated the CAWs of people on your friends list. You can opt out if you choose to, but if you don't, you may suddenly be attacked by a friend's wrestler under the computer's control. It's a neat idea that keeps My Career feeling like a uniquely crafted story rather than a stock one.
You're leaving that on, aren't you?
I'm leaving it on up until the point where people...
Where Marcus has that 100 guy?
That, and also up until the point where people start to make certain CAWs. I wouldn't want appearing.
I got you.
I know a load of my friends that would go out their way to make Simpson characters and stuff. I'm like, I don't want Homer Simpson attacking me.
That would kind of be funny the first time.
Yeah, and I've also said, as a result, though, I'm probably not going to make local talent for a while because, that's going to hurt someone. If local talent jumps your barricade and attacks you, because he's dead within a punch, you're going to get no momentum for that win.
Oh, man. But that means you can make a new CAW, Dude in Audience.
Yeah.
He's like somehow worse than local talent. He just jumps the barricade. That guy from the audience, that disgruntled fan. You have to like put him down.
I should make a local talent. Actually, I should make a local talent because it'll distract you for like a month. It doesn't really matter. It won't hurt people too much as long as they don't keep feuding with him, which I don't think they will.
That would be the best feud ever. He doesn't even get a name. Brock Lesnar versus local talent.
Yeah. Imagine that though, Rick. There's you. Yay, I've won the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go on to WrestleMania. And there's like Vicky Guerrero, who's meant to be the GM. Excuse me. No. You don't have... No, you're going to have to put your #1 contenders match on the line against the new signing of Monday Night Raw. And out comes local talent. You would just piss yourself.
Yeah. You forgot about your other opponent.
Yeah.
And the crowd just runs in.
Oh, how pissed would Marcus be or anyone in general, not just Marcus, but I'm just imagining more fun with Marcus. If you get to keep the title and to keep defending it, because they had said at one point your goal was to go to Hall of Fame. Right. Imagine Marcus has the world title. He's injured at the end of his matchup, and local talent comes out with money in the bank.
We would never hear the end of it, and that would be one of the best stories ever. As long as he recorded it, I'd want to relive that. I mean, I'd want to see it firsthand, not just record it and play it a lot.
I'd love it on the stream. He's streaming, and you see that local talent, and he's like, wait, no, local talent comes, no. They've also said apparently, although I assume there's going to be options, someone said apparently you can't just restart a match if you lose. If you lose, that's it. Accept your loss. You've still got XP and stuff, because it's not about winning and losses, because every wrestler loses. And I'm like, that's perfect. In fact, I might even throw some matches for believability. But not a finger poke to local talent.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's the part that I think sounds coolest about win or loss doesn't matter. Then, yeah, you could make it more believable. So like if you're feuding with a person, you could like throw a match. Especially like if you're the heel or something, you're like, I think maybe this guy should win. Like that's a pretty cool way to do it. That it just continues and it feels less like a game and more like wrestling.
Oh God, I don't know why the scene's in my head because he's announced the game.
I mean,
after all that, while Marcus is streaming. The music then hits and he comes to the ring. So you lost to the new guy. It's okay, don't worry. You could be like me. You just gotta believe.
And then he just rages.
Like his head's being crushed.
This sounds more realistic because I'm imagining how many video game storylines go like, dude, why do you think you can win? I've beaten you 18 times. Like, there's no way you can win. But this time would be more realistic because maybe you're like on and off and.
Yeah, it makes sense because yes, I will say one thing. I will say I am going to make two versions of myself. One for everything except my career. One for my career, because in my career you also unlock, based on your alliances, you unlock new moves. You unlock new abilities, and you can train and grind. And it's like, well, if that's the case, I don't want to go through my career and get to the point where my CAWs. I'll let them max 100 and then start using them online because I'm not cheap. But I don't know if Richter would do the same thing with that.
Have two different ones?
Yeah, one for my career because, like I said, you earn extra points, so otherwise it's going to force you to be higher.
Yeah, I'd want to see what extra moves you get though too, or like what moves change and whatnot. But I would probably do that for safety's sake, but if it like was something really cool, I'd probably be like, oh, and then just like not use the other one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm
make NXT Richter or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making NXT Mole or something and using that.
Wait, that would just look like ECW. Rick.
I'm gonna make an NXT Mole just for the simple reason of. Like I said, I don't want to be a level 100 online with people because that'll ruin my fun. But however, I think it's cool that you don't also your CAW in my career doesn't have all the fucking moves from the get-go, because that would be stupid as well if an NXT guy suddenly is the best wrestler in the game with all the moves. No, like if you want to take the code breaker, let's say, befriend Jericho. But over to Pew for her big news.
My big news is that the DLC for Hyrule Warriors, you get 3 playable characters, Sia, Volga, and Wizaro. Yay!
Okay, you sound really bored by that news with your sarcastic yay, but excited for the preview.
Oh, that was... No.
Didn't this have been your small news?
No, that was supposed to be a Kermit yay, like arm flail yay. Did it not sound like that?
Fair enough. It sounds sarcastic of, you get 3 characters, yay.
Oh, no, I was trying to do it like that. Like, yay! Maybe that's better. Because I was waving my arms and everything, but you can't see it.
Fair enough. But I'm hoping they're free. Well, not free. I'm hoping they're good. I did like Sia, I will admit. Did not like Lana, but I do like Sia.
Yeah, she looks pretty badass.
She does.
Although she keeps violating my face with her breasts.
She can violate my face with her breasts.
Although Wizaro looks really cool. That's probably who I'd be most excited to play as.
Cool.
Oh, Wizaro. That guy sucks on hard.
He is a real dick.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to that later.
He's like, I'm gonna leave the battlefield. Fuck you.
Yep. It's also worth noting with Hyrule Warriors that this coming, I believe it's Saturday, but it might be the Sunday. This coming weekend, around XGR time, we will be doing a live review of Hyrule Warriors. So stay tuned. Me, Hammer, the Pew, Marcus, and the Crispy.
Yay.
Yay!
The Xpound Warriors.
Fuck yeah.
Pew Pew gets canoe.
What?
Yes.
I don't even like being in water in regular boats.
That's not what I've heard. I've heard you always like it when Jim gets you wet.
Oh, fuck you. I hate you. I want you to die.
Oh, sorry, was that an innuendo? I didn't mean that.
Oh, fuck.
I was too late in fighting the the rim shot, but I wanted to throw that in.
Yeah. Jim's like, oh yeah, I love you so much, Pew Pew. With you, it's like I have 3 6-year-olds.
Wait, what? I don't even understand. Do I even want to know?
I thought it was like, tell me again how pretty my eyes are. I'm here.
Okay, I don't want to know.
Oh god, can you imagine that at the wedding? Do you repeat after me? Do you? Okay, and silence. Pay attention. Sorry. I was thinking about Power Rangers. I'm here.
Oh my god.
He'd be dressed as a Power Ranger. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what did you say? Well, repeat what I just said. I don't know, something about Spider-Man.
Do you? And he's like, wait a second, I'm looking on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Cunt
my
Wikipedia,
God.
they haven't said do you as serious in a church since 19... So are you doing your job correctly?
Oh my god, I pity that woman.
You should be a Vic-can, not a Vic-can't. I'm kidding, but yay! But over to Rick for his big news, I believe.
All right, yes. So my big news, kind of a combo news, is they announced combo news. It's all lumped into free games, but they announced the games with gold free games for next month and the PlayStation Plus ones. So run through games with gold because there's less of them. From October on Xbox Live, if you are a gold member, you get free games. It's basically
so
their
Xbox
answer to PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
Okay. I just never had.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've only done it like I think 9 or 10 months.
Oh no, it's not that. I mean, like the only thing that a reason like I get the Xbox One is so I can have an Xbox connected to the internet. So, like, because I've never had one of those because I had the original like 360 and never like changed. So I've never had.
I thought the other reason you'd want an Xbox One is to play that D4 you were watching someone stream.
Oh yeah, that looked really cool. But yeah, so I've never been a part of the Xbox like Live or whatever.
She makes it sound like a cult.
Yeah, she does. Wow.
I've never been a part of that Xbox Live.
I wanted
never
to,
drank that
but
Kool-Aid.
it cost me too much money. Man, spend $50 on an adapter and then like or $150 or whatever the fuck the cost for adapter and shit.
Yeah, when that adapter first came out, that was way overpriced. I was like, no, I'll just plug it in, thanks.
Yeah, well, it did get cheaper. To its
Yes.
credit, they did get cheaper, Pure.
Yeah, but still, I'd have to run the Ethernet cord, like, or if I got the adapter, I'd have to pay for that, or I'd have to run wires down like a floor, and I don't know. I didn't want to do either of those things.
So you pay for the Ethernet cord?
No, like I have to. If I had the Ethernet cord, I don't have to pay for it. I have it. I just have to run it down, like, from the top floor to the basement.
I meant you pay for the adapter.
No, it's not worth it. See, if I pay for the adapter, then I'll also have to pay for the live, and I refuse to pay for both of those. I'll only pay for one.
Live games.
Games. So for October 1st to October 15th, they get Battlefield Bad Company 2 for 360. And then the second half of the month, October 16th through the 31st, 360 users also get Darksiders 2, which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And then Xbox One, they only get one this month. They get a game called Chariot. I believe it's new. It's one of the indie games. So yeah, I don't know. I think it just came out, so I don't think anyone really has it at this point.
I'm gonna stop doing crickets. Cheers.
Poor 3 people that made that game. I don't know how. Anyway, but then the PlayStation Plus games. For PS4, there is Dust the Elysian Tale and Spelunky, and then a bonus of the Drive Club PlayStation Plus edition with 11 tracks and 10 cars. Wow!
I don't know if that's over there or not, but there's also another PS4 game.
Uh-huh.
Pixel Cat or something. It's one of the Vita games. It's cross-buy if you get the Vita one.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't list that. They didn't list that on our blog under PS4, but when they had another advert saying it's on 4, and I'm like, but why didn't you put it on the list?
Yeah, the 2 ones that they put for Vita are cross-buy, so. But yes, then there's also Pix the Cat, which is PS4 and PS Vita. And then the other Vita one, which is also cross-buy with PS3, is Rainbow Moon, which is actually a pretty fun strategy RPG. And then the other ones are Batman Arkham Asylum, yay, and Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara, which is a really cool game. It's the old arcade D&D games, which are kind of like Final Fight or Streets of Rage style game, but it's with actual Dungeons & Dragons stuff. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, my brother's looking forward to that because he said it looks like Golden Axe. And I'm like, I can see that.
But yeah, so it's actually a pretty decent month, even if I have some of those. But
yep, you said the same thing I said. I looked at them and I said, there's nothing I want because the only ones I'd want besides Drive Club, which is a bonus, I already have. However, I'm not going to be bitching about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm totally going to play Dust when I get a PS4, but I have it on 360, but that is a really cool game. It's basically a Metroidvania style game, but the combat is it's not like shooting like Metroid 1, so you get like combos and stuff. It's actually really fun. I suggest people check out pretty much all those games, but I would definitely recommend Dust out of all those as my favorite.
I am looking forward to, and I will be streaming Drive Club. But even though I probably suck at that, but I will be doing it. But when I heard Dust at first, I didn't know what it was until I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's that. Because I was thinking it was going to be another one of those Dust 5, 4, whatever the hell it was. It's a game. I was like, oh, it's another one of them. And then I looked, I was like, oh, it's not. It's nothing like that. Okay, cool. That looks awesome.
Well, that's what was funny was they came out. Yeah, Dust Elysian Tale came out near an Ubisoft game from Dust, and then there was Dust 514 or whatever. It's just like, wait a minute, is that the new thing to name your game now? But yeah, so those look pretty cool. So if you are Games with Gold, or if you have Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus, I would definitely recommend picking up those. And so now we will move on to the catch-up section. So whoever wants to jump in first with up to 2 of the games that they played this week, feel free.
I'll go first, and to kick it off, just because I know everyone's got this on their list, let's just briefly talk about Hyrule Warriors. I say briefly so we don't ruin it for the review. Check out the review, but Hyrule Warriors, because I think all 3 of us have that on our list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I figured let's address the elephant in the room, and I don't mean myself just because I'm fat, but yeah. Who wants to? Would you like to take it away, Rick? Because I believe we actually discussed it slightly in around the pound, so.
Okay. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to so much go through impressions and stuff. I was just going to go through some of the experiences I had with it, so it wouldn't, step on the reviews stuff, and I can make fun of. I can make fun of the other person I played it with that resides in Marcus Shadow's house. Or or not make fun of, just relate stories, I'll say. But
the body of a celebrity, where
yes.
he pulls out on Weekend at Bernie's, and still loses.
How did you know? Yeah. No. Well, the first thing that was funny was so we're doing 2-player, and that was like I kind of was thinking it would be starting it would be similar to Dynasty Warriors, and it is. So there's like one screen where you can press start, which is kind of annoying. Like and you have to do it every time, which is funny because I'm usually not player 2 on Dynasty Warriors, so it I only didn't press start once. But so the first thing he does is like jack it up to hard, and I'm like, oh, he's never played these before. He doesn't know that it's not really a difficulty selector. But so we're on hard, which is notably killed some of the fun because you have to hit guys like bosses especially, you have to hit them so much, and if they hit you, they do tons of damage. Because like I said, it's not a difficulty selector; they just get more health and more damage. You're not supposed to do hard until you have like much better equipment. It's not a skill-based thing. But that's
Although it is also worth pointing out, which I didn't know this, and I'm not just saying that to take the piss. Mm-hmm. Hard in multiplayer is actually slightly easier than if you played it in non-multiplayer, because apparently, and people have done comparison videos and stuff, which makes sense, and I had noticed that afterwards when I've gone back in single player. There's less enemies on the screen if you're in multiplayer.
Because it can't render.
Yeah, it can't. It doesn't want to render them in both screens. Yeah. It drops it, so it makes it slightly easier. Yeah. So hard becomes normal plus.
Well, the thing is, the enemies weren't so bad. It was the bosses, just because they could do so much. And they took forever to kill. But that said, even though it was like that, we only lost one fight, and I never personally died.
Who did?
Interpret that how you would. I don't know. But there were times where it was close, where I was down to like a heart and a half, and I'm like, oh and I just ran. Like as you mentioned earlier, Wizro or whatever. I kept wanting to call him Wizrobe, but anyway, Wizro. There's a fight where he comes with like 2 of the other super annoying lieutenants, the Redead or whatever the other Redead. I don't know. Like Marcus would always be like, "Oh, that's not a Redead, it's a Lestation," and I'm like, "I don't know what that is. Whatever. It looks like a Redead. It fights like a Redead. It's a Redead plus. Fine." Yeah, and like some other guy.
I didn't even call him Wizro. If that's the one I'm thinking of based on how he looked, I just kept calling him Orko.
That would be better. But like, I went to fight him. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fight him, and he has like multiple tracking fireballs, and he has 2 of the like super annoying lieutenants with him. So I tried to fight a bit, but it was like I couldn't make any headway. So I'm like, yeah, no. So I just ran away, and I got him to stop chasing me. And then at some point, he's like, can you help me? And I look and I see him fighting. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It's like I was ignoring the boss, but if you're gonna do that, sure, I'll help out.
Yeah. I will admit, I like on Dynasty Warriors, Empires and stuff. I like playing those games on normal or easy because I just like going through and wasting people. It's fun.
Exactly. I don't know if he was like, well, I mean, I think he does that kind of stuff, but I wasn't sure if he was like, oh, he's played a lot of them, so he'd want it on hard. No, I play them on normal and easy. I just want to slaughter 1,000 dudes. That's what makes me happy. Like, if I need to get like a higher level drop, or because sometimes in those games the best swords and stuff drop on like hard. Okay, but I want to get like gear that's helpful for that, or like get some levels. Because like I said, it's not really a skill-based thing. It's more that they just jack up their damage and jack up their health. So you kind of there's some expectation that you really either you're sitting there hacking at them for a while, or you're supposed to have like gear that helps even that out. So it's not quite so much just sitting there.
I will say my 2 favorite characters to play as Ganondorf. And what the hell's her name? Ruto or
Ruto.
Oh, Ruto?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes, like Ganondorf, she has an extra meter, so if it's full and you press X, you get an extra move. Hers, she raises up and starts to send waves at people. But like Ganondorf, her combos, if you combo properly, like with Ganondorf, and obviously I know Richter does, but I just mean there's other people out there, some people I know out there that just didn't like comboing. But when you combo, it's like Ganondorf, he does stuff like, he fucking does Frieza's Death Ball, or he sucks people in and blasts them away. To the point where Crispy is a better Dynasty Warrior player than me. I'm not going to argue with that, he is. I played the game with him, and for the first time I played Ganondorf, I got to 1,500 kills before he got to 500.
Nice.
Because I was just wasting people like boom combo, and she does similar ones with the water. She's kind of awesome. Sheik still has a special place in my heart. 'Cause my favorite Zelda character is Sheik, but I love Ganondorf and her. They're awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get to try them, sadly. We did not get that far. We saw Ganondorf, but
I know he's got Ganondorf now, and the Master Sword and the 8-bit sword and stuff.
Yeah, we got the Master Sword. That was there was a lot of cursing when he found out how to unlock that skill, which I can agree with. But no, I only tried Zelda and Midna, and Zelda was awesome. Once I at first I was like, okay, she's got something under her bar. What is that? And then once I figured out how to use the arrows of light, I'm like, she's really cool.
Yeah, I would say though, with the Master Sword skill, part of me wanted to know what is it. Because I don't know what the skill is.
Yeah. He didn't tell me the name of it, and all he said was it affects all tier 3 swords. He didn't say what it. He didn't tell me. I don't know if he was afraid of spoiling it or not, which I could understand. But I mean, it's a skill, so I don't think it would really spoil anything unless you unlock the skill and it's like Snape kills Dumbledore, and you're like, what? Why is that here? Like, I don't know. That's the best spoiler I can think of. Sorry. I almost went with Optimus Prime dies, but that's really old, so I didn't know if the kids would get that.
Yeah, but Harry Potter is relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, but does Harry Potter have a wheel print in the Chinese theater like Optimus Prime does? I think not, but I don't know. Anyway,
he has a broom print.
He does a broom print. He's got that little lightning bolt. Anyway, I know very little about Harry Potter. I've probably insulted like 6 people, including Stacy. Yeah, I made you a person, Stacy. You can't come.
Yeah, because don't call her people. Don't humanize her.
Treat her how Jim and Marcus treat you. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
I was kidding. I didn't know what that skill was. I believe he said something about the sword. Yeah, now you said it, I remember it was something to do with the swords. But
yeah, that's all you told me.
When I heard about that skill, when I unlocked it, I was like, okay. My thought was it's going to be so god modded that you're going to have to earn it, and I was like, okay, I can accept that.
Yeah, like it doubles his attack range. Or no, he gets the. You know, it'd be cool if he got like the sword laser, like full health thing, but like it didn't matter what your health was.
Yeah, I thought like some of the other ones with strength, where it's like strength 4, 5, and stuff. I thought, okay, it's gonna be like strength 10 or something, so it's gonna be a ridiculously OP sword.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, supposedly it affects all level 3 ones, or tier 3 or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was. But anyone else? Stacy, did you have anything to say about the game? Sorry if I.
Oh, it's okay. It's so cool. I would love to say, I just love the insane amount of characters in there, and that you can't unlock them all in one mode. And like, there's hidden, and like, there's a lot of good list of female characters as well as male, and there's a lot of like diversity in there, like evil, good, bad, male, female. There's a lot of everybody there. Like side character, main character, it's really awesome. Yay.
I like Adventure Mode.
The Power Rangers would be really happy about the amount of diversity in here.
Or
not the Power Rangers, sorry. I was just thinking. I meant the fucking Captain Planet people, Planeteers. That's what they're called. That's what I really was thinking of.
Yeah,
gotcha.
which is fair enough. I will still say, I will go on record as saying, and I will go into this on the review, fuck Lana. I hate that character. I just hate that character. I don't know why. She's generic anime looking, she's crap, and whenever she talks, all she does is, the other characters, like if they get to talk, it's like they spoke once. Hers is like
Sounds like she's eating cake in a closet or something. Doesn't want you to find out.
It sounds like she goes from grunt, 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 suggestive grunt, angry grunt, suggestive grunt, grunt. And it's like, what? But no, the other game I played this week, which I've literally played this today, so this is brand new information, people.
Oh, I know what it is.
Because I could just download it today. Dragon Ball Z, Xenoverse. Or Xenoverse. I'm gonna go Xenoverse.
Okay.
Xenoverse. Okay, Xenoverse. But
Xenoverse.
Yeah. Cross Xenoverse.
Cross Xeno. Cross Xeno sounds like some kind of villain or some kind of comic book. I am Cross Xeno.
It does, but I love. It's just like a beta-ish. Like you can make a male or female Saiyan, and a Namek. I made a male Saiyan. You got to customize the hair, the eyes, the nose, the ears, the mouth, the chin. And yes, one of the chins is a ridiculous one, like the ball chin. You know what I mean? Where it looks like he's got a pair of balls for his chin.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the chin superhero one, like what was it? Really Odd Parents.
Fair enough.
Crimson Chin.
Yeah.
The M Bison.
But you get to make all them. However, it's Destiny. I don't know if you've seen any of that, Rick. This game is basically Destiny, and it's wonderful for it because there's quests that you can go on, PvE, there's PvP, so you can go on teams and stuff, or you can go on teams versus computer if you wanted to, whatever the hell you want to do, have fun. But the quests, you can go on quests and group up and team up. You can go off solo if you want to, so it does have an offline mode. But like Destiny, there's like a big open hub where all these creative characters are, and you get to meet up. You have to go to a seller to buy new skills, to buy new clothes, to buy items, accessories, power-ups and stuff. Like, I went to a store and bought Kaioken, because why the fuck not? I also bought a Scouter, and I was really happy with what the Scouter does in this game. If you press, I think it's left on the D-pad, it uses your accessory. It goes first-person view with Scouter view, and you can scan all the environment for enemies to see where they are, like behind the building and stuff. You can be like, aha, and you can read if you press R1 when you've got an enemy selected, it gives you their power level, what moves they have equipped, what abilities, power-ups and stuff, so you know what to look for. And I'm like, they've made a Scouter. It's so pointless and useless because you're not going to use that up close a lot of times, but still, I'm happy. I like that. And my character, he doesn't have many moves at the moment, but you can buy Special Beam Cannon, which I plan to buy eventually. But I wanted to buy a Kaioken and a Scouter first. But yeah, so far I haven't done any, I hadn't managed. You can't get your teacher and all the other stuff you can do on there, but you can do 2 quests and PvP on the beta. But it's pretty cool. The combat's a little tricky to get used to because it's not like people thought it would be. It's like that Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. It's like that meets elements of Raging Blast, meets elements of Budokai, meets elements of some beat 'em up games and stuff. And it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of cool. It's really in depth though, so you're going to be a little out of your league at first when you first play. Like I first played, I got my ass kicked by Yamcha. I will admit, I got my ass kicked by Yamcha.
You just admitted that on something that's recorded.
I did. Hey, if it helps, after that, I kept going against Yamcha, and once I figured out how to play the game, I Brock Lesnar'd him.
Well, it's not that bad, because back in the other games, my friend would always play Yamcha, because he loved him, and he loved to, beat, all of his friends. Even though he had a terrible win record against some people, he would always, I'd have to beat people with Yamcha, so it is possible.
It is definitely possible. I used to like Yamcha on the other games just because I used to have a running joke with Crispy and a few of my friends and family and stuff of Yamcha's Wolf Fang Fist is the single most powerful move in Dragon Ball Z history. If I connect with that, it should be like the ultimate and zoom out and see the planet explode and shit. But
that would be awesome.
But yeah, like I said, Xenoverse, it's basically Destiny for the fighting audience that likes Dragon Ball Z. There's equipment that you can equip, you can even, when you go to the clothes shop, you can buy different attires that have different benefits to you, and you can gear out your person how you want, but also go for cosmetics too and stuff. So kind of cool. Hopefully people check that game out when it comes out. I'm excited for it. Flying was a little tricky at first. Once I got used to it, it worked. But it was a case of certain stuff within the game, like flying, how to use your moves, and various other stuff was a little tricky because it doesn't have a tutorial. So, because the first mission you can do is 2, so it missed out 1, which would be the inevitable tutorial. And I'm like, I want the tutorial. The beta's not supposed to start. The test, it's not supposed to start till Saturday, but it totally works right now. Works in offline, and it works online too, so yay.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, I remember seeing the thing about that, where you could get a code, and I'm like, wow, is that today? I thought it was like in a few days.
They gave the codes out today, ready, because it's the Europeans, what's it called, stress test, that's what we call it, beta. European beta is on Saturday, but they gave it out now. My guess is because they're calling it a server test, that means from Saturday they're going to be measuring the sheer, they want everyone to be on Saturday, basically, so they can test the server strength, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this game. Especially because I can team up with, say, Rick and Jeff and maybe Pew Pew, but I don't think Pew Pew will buy this. But I could team up like you and Marcus and stuff, and we can totally go against like Cell and stuff like that together as a team, which will make it so much more fun to do the PvE stuff. Because you know that stuff's fun.
Yeah. That it is.
And I will say the only slight thing I will point out, which is obvious, if you're in a combat of 3 versus 3, which I've been in, whoever gets the first kill has a massive fucking advantage, obviously. Like, I was in a 3v3 kill, we took out Krillin, and the second they took out Krillin, I was with the computer, the second they took out Krillin, boom, okay, I didn't take out Krillin, they took out Krillin, but the second they did that, suddenly, like, when I was fighting Yamcha, if he started to block and then attack me back, the computer would just punch him from behind, so he couldn't do anything. And then I'd just come back and start dominating. And then when I took out Yamcha, it was literally one character couldn't do. I think it was Tian. He couldn't do anything. Every time he tried to get a little bit of offense, boom, ultimate attack, special attack, punches, and about poor Tian, which I can see that pissing someone off if you're the last member of the team. Yeah. However, you'd also have to see that it's obvious that would work. It's like if you were to play a wrestling game in a 3-man, 6-man, tornado tag. If the other 2 eliminate, of course you're going to get your ass kicked. You're getting 3 guys at once.
Yeah.
But that was me.
Okay, Stacy, did you want to go next?
The other game that I have been playing was the Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. You know what? It's Professor Layton with Phoenix Wright side story. So, yeah. It's really fun, but it really undermines Phoenix Wright like a lot, which I guess I'm terrible to say I'm kind of fine with because I haven't played any Phoenix Wright games. I've seen some LPs of it. But if I was a Phoenix Wright fan, I'd be fucking pissed. I would be really pissed because every single time Phoenix Wright can't figure out something, Professor Layton says, I have the answer because I'm older than you and I have wisdom and unlike you, I didn't become a professor at 20. Can
I just say, did you just say if you were a Phoenix Wright fan? I thought you were a Phoenix Wright fan.
Well, I don't think I can actually call myself a fan because I never played the games, but it's something I do want to become, I guess. I'm trying to become it or getting more involved in it, but...
We all need goals. Some people want to be doctors, some vets, some cure all the hunger in the world, some Phoenix Wright fans.
I just think of, someone who said they were a Zelda fan but never actually played Zelda, I'd be like, get the fuck out. So I don't think I can call myself,
Maybe they're just a fan of Robin Williams' daughter.
Yeah, but if I never played a Phoenix Wright game, I don't think I should be a Phoenix Wright fan or at least call myself that yet. But anyway, seriously, I was like, what the hell, dude? Why? Every single time he can't find the answers, Professor Layton's got it, because he's 50 something? I don't know. So yeah, that's really annoying. So I think we're actually gonna do an official review of that, so I won't go further into that one either.
I look forward to hearing you and Marcus do a review of that. That'll be fun.
Yeah. But man, it's like Professor Layton and another. So that's what I played.
That's all right. So the other game I played this week is called. Oh boy, this will be fun. R No Surge. It is the I guess next game in the basically our Tenelico line of games, or it's not exactly like a direct sequel. It's more a spiritual sequel, which were somewhat tongue in cheek, more risque games.
Ah, cool.
But for this one, it's not quite as good as I would have hoped. Just because it is a direct sequel to a game that came out only in Japan, which was like a dating sim game. It wasn't like an RPG, so it wasn't even the same style of game, but it's like a direct sequel to that. So there's some backstory stuff that they do cover a bit in the beginning, but it's one of those ones where there's a lot more depth, and if you were actually able to play the one before it, you'd get more out of this game. And it has there's a couple like dumb things in it, but it's got some good points. Like there's basically two main characters, and you can kind of switch between them at certain points. But it really there's a lot of just silly stuff. Like it's an RPG, so it's got a lot of dialogue and stuff. But you'll like go to there are people that help you synthesize to make items and equipment and stuff. And you'll make something, and then like when you back out of that menu, then there's like a scene. You get like all this dialogue of like, oh, look at there's probably an event that you made an item, and then a lot of times there's some scene like every couple ones. So if you make a lot, you like the first time you unlock a synthesizer person, just trying to make stuff, you'll see, God, it felt like 10 event scenes. And I was joking with my wife, who's also playing, that it felt like there was probably like a total of 800 among the like 4 people that can make things. I'm like, it just felt like too much. Where at some point you're just like, you don't want to like skip them because you don't want to like miss if there was some good story, but you're like sitting there just like reading for like 30 minutes. You're like, can I go fight? And and combat is pretty cool, but there's not much of it at all. Because it tends to be for dungeons, there's like one fight, like because there's a little meter that shows you like how likely you are to get a fight, but once you do one fight, it goes away until you like leave. But the fights are you fight basically waves of enemies, so it's not like one group. You're fighting like several different groups, just all chained together. And the basic part of the game, I know this is huge exposition, but basic part is that there's the person in the back who's like they use song magic, so it's basically a girl like chanting for magic, and then the frontline person protects her. So you have to go and guard. You have to hit the button on the enemy's turn to block them, and you attack while she just concentrates on singing. And then in the other games, whenever you decided to use the magic, it would just do a lot of damage. But in this game, they made it a lot more powerful. That up at the top, it shows like the waves of enemies, and there's little dots for how many enemies are in each wave. And as she's chanting, the ones that are flashing red will die whenever you use the spell. So basically, once they're all highlighted, you can activate the song. It just has this animation where it just does a giant like Dragon Ball Z supernova and just kills them all. So it's kind of cool that the magic feels super powerful because you're just like, you saw those 10 waves of dudes, I just killed them. Right. She just sang and they exploded, but it's so it kind of sucks that there's like one fight per dungeon. So right. Nice for exploring, but it kind of sucks because the fights are pretty fun.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, that part's pretty fun, but yeah, it's I don't know. So far, I played about 10 hours. My wife's the one that's gonna write up the review just because she's played all the other ones. Which, if you know about those games, there's probably people like, "Wait, you got a girl to play those games?" Yes, I did. But I'm
just thinking, yeah. Wait, your wife is writing up the review for the stay-at-home dad? No, that's false advertising. That's like when IGN adds entertainment after their stuff.
That's true.
Or when Fox adds in news. No.
Yes, I like it. Oh yeah, I try to be nice, let other people if they want to do so.
I was kidding.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, so it's I'm not sure she likes it any more than I do, so we'll find out when she's finished. But
No, well, I will say you gave me a great idea for a series of games
uh-huh.
based on what you said this one was. First game, dating simulator. Second game, a wedding planner management type game where the last couple who get wed are the first couple from the first game.
Mm.
Then the third game is Phoenix Wright-like game where they've got a divorce. The fourth game would essentially be like that Disneyland game on Connect where he's trying to please his kids because he only gets to see them at the weekends. And then the fifth game would just be The Sims with him on his own, and you could only play as one Sim in a really depressing way.
Yeah, that sounds like the greatest series of games that are so sad.
Yeah, it starts off so happy. When the end of the Sim game, it only ends when you eventually unlock the ability to afford rope to hang yourself. That would be that'd just be a depressing series. Like, yeah, it started off so good. Wait, what? Oh, now we're getting married. Divorced. What? Now he only sees his kids at the weekend. Now he's eating beans out of a can in his own little cheap apartment.
And then he hangs himself, and it's like, "You win?" Question mark.
Yeah.
Game over, and then just it's over. That's all there is to it.
That would just be so depressing.
I know.
They need to release them all as one giant collection.
Yes. Someone will do that. And that'll be great. But yeah, so now then we will move on to the topic of the evening, which is hypocrisy of gamers. Basically just talk about dumb things that, that they, well, I don't want to take Mole's example, but...
You can take any.
Oh, I was just gonna. The one that kind of prompted it was like Lara Croft when it was exclusive on Xbox One. People were like all raging and stuff, and then in Japan, Batman is exclusive on PS4 and stuff. And then PS4 fans are like, yeah, it's fine. Like, no, you can't be mad if something's exclusive because you're like that shouldn't be exclusive. And then when something's exclusive on your system, you're like, nah, it's fine. Like,
yeah, or the one with like the Wii. Oh, that's just gimmick controls. PS3 and Kinect copy them, and people back away from it being gimmick as much as just being it's just casual, but it's not gimmick.
It's innovation.
Then PC games like, yeah, that's still a gimmick, and then then it gets announced Oculus Rift, and like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's the future.
Yeah, or how about PC gamers with Wii U gamepad, touchscreen pad? Really? That's stupid as hell. PS4 gets one, and PS4 games like, yay, a touchpad. That's innovative. That's great. And then of course they announced the Steam controller. It was just a touchpad, and PC games like, brilliant move. That's the future. And it's like, really? Stop! Why are people like this?
Because they have to justify their choices.
This is like the same crap where someone I was in a blog or whatever, and someone's like, this game that I downloaded doesn't work. Man, this totally sucks. It's totally the game. And I'm like, well, I bought it on a console, and you know what? It worked because I bought it in a console, and it was legitimate. And he was like, no, I bet the controls were shit, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? You can play it. You can't play it. I can play it. So you know what? I'm pretty sure that's the answer right there. You can't play it, and I can. So
how's your legit copy of Knights of the Old Republic coming out?
Ah, fuck you. Hey, at least I didn't illegally download it. So.
True.
Because I know everybody else is like, to try it before I buy it, but then I figure I already have it, so I might as well keep playing it.
Yeah, if you want to try it before you buy it, it's called a demo. It's not called illegally pirating.
It's called go to your friend's house.
Yeah.
Or Redbox now, they have some of them.
Well, how about this one that I keep seeing come out, which there's two examples with pretty much the same thing, but one is something like, say, Mario. A load of console gamers are like, Oh, I think Nintendo's overused that. Yeah, they've overused it, Mario, because there's been so many Super Mario games in the last couple of years. They've oversaturated it. It's just the same game over and over again. Yeah, I need to buy Halo 4. Yeah, I need to buy Call of Duty 10. Which, ironically, someone actually put up a chart chronicling, the main Mario series is not the spin-off, which are actually games in their own right, just the main series of games. And Call of Duty and Halo had as many main series of games on a console as Mario did, if not more so in Call of Duty's case, because of the yearly release.
Yeah.
Someone actually took the piss out of there being too many Mario games, and they made Mario does the laundry and Mario does the shopping, and they were actually freaking awesome games, because like the way the shopping thing worked was pretty much just like Double Dash with both people. Like you use all the items and everything, and you crush all the other people who get in your way, and you just have to run into like other items and those the groceries you're collecting, and it pretty much was just like a Mario Kart clone with collecting in there. And oh my god, it was so fun. And Mario, it wasn't called Mario Does the Laundry. It's called Mario Fun Times Extreme Ironing. That's what it was called. And that's it was really fun. Oh my god, like I can't tell you how like get combos and stuff, and like if you smooth all the lines out, it's like bonus. And sometimes you'll get like celebrity clothing, like Link's tunic or something gets there that's not supposed to be there, and he's like, you did it wrong. He can do his own shit. This is my game. Yeah. He's like, and it was so much fun.
Yeah. The other one that always annoys me is when people say, there's no new games, it's all sequels, and they do this with movies too. But there are new games, it's just a lot of people don't look at them.
Yeah.
They're more excited for the sequels, and then they complain that there's no new stuff. Or the other one that annoys me, and hopefully no one here has done that, the second part, but I've seen people complain about Skylanders or Disney Infinity because it's going to cost them like £200 to get the whole game. And then the same people are then going, but hey, thumbs up, I just bought a lifetime subscription to an MMO for just $300. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, but this one lets me keep playing. What? No, stop that now.
Well, it's not really hypocrisy, but the one that bothers me that's kind of similar is when people are like, "Oh, I don't want to buy Skylanders because you'd have to buy all of them." Like, not really. You can buy like not very, you don't really have to buy any extra ones to make your way through the game. I mean, yes, you'll get more if you do it, but even with Skylanders, there's I think 8 elements. You could just buy, and you get 3 usually in the starter, so you just buy 5 more figures, and that's all you need, and you can do pretty much all of it.
Yep, you only need one of each element of Skylanders.
Yeah, they treat it like you have to buy everything on the list. Like, no, you don't need to.
And it's like with the Disney Infinity one, arguably you have to buy the playsets. That's only if you want all the stories, but you don't have to buy them.
Yeah.
You can just buy a handful of figures, like I have. Like last time, I bought sort of the figures I cared about. They're in my box. Besides Woody, I forgot to get Woody, but they're in my Disney Infinity. I should get Woody, but yeah, they're in my Disney Infinity 1 box. You know what? Didn't buy the Frozen characters. And people are like, but you need them to complete the collection. I'm not buying it to complete the collection. I'm buying it to have fun.
Yeah, like they don't have a playset, so you don't even really need them.
No, but now I do have Rocket Raccoon and Venom right now. Yay! I bought Rocket Raccoon recently. I got him ready, so I've now got 2 figures for when I buy Guardians of the Galaxy and the Spider-Man set. I'm going to be playing maining as Venom and Rocket Raccoon, but it's a case of I didn't have to buy them either. I could have just bought the playset and still got 2 figures. It's like when it's basically some people say, yeah, you have to buy all of them, and then they're the same people that if you argue that same case with DLC are like, no, you can choose with DLC.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that kept me from buying them is that I don't even want the figures. I just want to play the game, because if I have the figures, I want to collect them and I want to like properly display them, and they'll need space to do that, and I don't have it, so like. Yeah, I was looking.
You don't have to collect all the figures.
No, I'm saying I don't have a. I'm just saying, if I have them, I would want to display them properly, you know. But I don't have the space to do it, you know. I would like to put them in a nice little area, make a shelf for them, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I can understand being compelled, you know, because I'm
yeah.
kind of like that too, where it's like, well, if I buy a few, I'm gonna want more, and yeah, I can understand that, but at the same time, you don't have to, you know. Like I feel that a lot of times that some of the people that say they have to, they think that literally you have to buy all of it.
I know
Where
I
I can
have
understand
to,
because there are some people, and I understand where they're like, I don't want to start because then I'll want to buy them all, and then I'm like, okay, that's better because you at least understand that it's a compulsion on your part that you don't actually, you know, it's not like you need to actually play the game.
Well, it would just bother
that you're
me.
like that, yeah.
Even if I bought 3, I'd feel compelled to at least properly display them instead of chucking them in a bin, you know? Because so that's the only thing, and I don't have space to do this. If I bought them, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna show this off. I'm gonna put it somewhere, but I would honestly just chuck it and be like, here, you put it in a drawer.
To be fair, they are really tiny, and you can actually buy collector's cases for them where you put the figures in, and then the cases click on top of each other and it builds up, and then you can put that on a table or put that on the floor and just build it up high. The possibilities are infinity.
Don't you mean infinite? Because that would be the correct grammar there. No.
It wasn't a grammar issue, but
I know. I'm just being a dick. I'm a grammar Nazi.
Are the real quick, since I saw these in the store today, are the Infinity 2.0 figures bigger than 1.0? Because they looked bigger when I saw them. But...
Depending on the figure.
Okay.
Because my Rocket Raccoon is smaller, but my Venom is huge.
Yeah, Venom is huge.
Iron Man.
Whoa. Yeah, okay. Because I looked at the starter set and I looked at Venom. I'm like, these figures look bigger than the other ones. Like Mr. Incredible looks scrawnier than Venom.
He should. Symbiote. No. No, but it's a case of, they're all different sides. 4, Iron Man and Venom are the biggest 3 I own, but Black Widow, with her being crouched down and stuff, she's a smaller figure, and Rocket Raccoon's tiny.
Okay.
So I think it's based on size of the person. In Iron Man's case, size of the ego.
It's just a giant helmet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's just a giant head, like one of those pop figures, a giant head and then tiny little cheeky body.
Okay,
but,
one of the
but yeah, I like them, and I like the power discs too. I love the power discs. I don't need, but I want a few of the power discs, and they have the one to turn Spider-Man black and stuff. I want them. And there's one for my Jack Skellington to put him in his Santa suit.
Oh, I mean his Santa suit, not any Santa suit, but his Santa suit.
Yes, it's his homemade one.
Ah. I may check that out in the future.
Well, it does appear to be black on the picture instead of being red like it was in the film, but I'm going to let that go. It's a Santa suit.
Okay.
But yeah, the hypocrisy.
Yeah, one of the other ones, this was touched upon earlier, but as much as I don't like Call of Duty, so I may have been somewhat guilty of this one now, but there are people that, they'll complain about, they're like, oh, that, I think you also mentioned this, during the recording, but where it's like, they're, huh?
I joked, but you buy it every year. StayAtHomeDad.com is just filled with dude bro games.
Yeah. Games that everyone's heard about.
Yeah, that's all you play. Games everyone's heard about.
But they always complain. They're like, oh, that they don't change anything. It comes out every year, and then whatever series they like, when it does something similar, they don't care. Like Assassin's Creed that comes out every year, they don't care. So they'll make fun of Call of Duty, but then they buy every Assassin's Creed and every spin-off. And I believe your example was the wrestling game. And as much as I like. There are fighting games that do this, even if they're pretty cool. Sometimes Street Fighter will do ones like that, oh, this is the 2012 update. Well, that's the 2013 update, and Guilty Gear and stuff. Although sometimes there's a little bit of space between those, but a lot of times, a lot of games do that where they come out yearly or bi-yearly or whatever, and they don't change much. And if you're a fan of the series, you'll eat it up, but then they make fun of other series that do the exact same thing, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
I would argue that the Assassin's Creed at least is different each time because it's like good suck, good suck, good suck, good suck. Like, you know.
Yeah. I have made a case with someone, which this could be a completely different topic before now, that the Street Fighter ones should. I've come to grips with the fact I believe they should be allowed.
Legacy? Because that's what they did back in the day.
Oh, it's not what I meant, like Street Fighter 4 Super and stuff. The reason I think I'm allowing that more so than, like, I wouldn't want a different version of the wrestling as much as I like that all the time, is because arguably they're more competitive fighters, so they need all the latest balance and stuff because that's the heart of the game. But it's like Call of Duty, yeah, I can understand some people get annoyed with, but they don't change much. And when they do change something, like when they introduce robots, it's just like, that's too different. And I'm like, what do you want? What do you want?
Yeah. Well, yeah, sometimes I imagine it's actually a second group that, you know, like one group complains that it doesn't change, and then when it does, there's a different group that complains that it changed. But I'm betting there's a lot of crossover. People are like, no, I want it to, you know, it just didn't feel like different enough, and then when it does, like, oh, it's too different. You're like,
Wait, I'm gonna quote the ponies here. Needs to be 20% cooler.
But one of the other ones I want to throw out for hypocrisy is when people complain about DLC and like pre-order stuff, and they're just like, that's so stupid. Oh, DLC, it's ruining games or whatever, and then they go and buy all of it. Or they like pre-order like every game and complain that, you know, it's like, oh, I hate that I have to pre-order to get this stuff, and then they go and pre-order it. You're just like, wait, well, I know you don't want to miss out, but at the same time, you know, are you just complaining because you want to complain, or because you're not voting with your wallet if you really want to change, which does help.
Yep, that does help, but I can see that one. I will say I've done that one myself.
Yeah.
On some games, only because for some games it's like, okay. Oh, and I don't mind DLC if it's like Little Big Planet one, like we said before. On the disc DLC, I have gone out and purchased it before, because it's like, oh, you've made my favourite character on this whole game on the disc DLC. In order to get the game I wanted, I have to pay for this to play as my character, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't have to, if that makes sense, but
yeah,
it makes me want to, because that's the character I bought the game to play as.
Yeah.
Because I've had that a few times where they've even been in the trailer. It's like on the disc DLC. I'm like, wait, what? But yeah, right. That is always annoying. Although the one that does annoy me more so nowadays is different stores getting different exclusives. That one pisses me off.
Yeah.
You can't get all the same like versions.
Yeah, cause I understand why they do the pre-order bonuses, because pre-order bonuses, they basically all game developing companies care about is the first week of sales, pretty much.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure that their first week is big. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But don't do it in different stores, because all you're telling gamers is, you're not going to get the full game.
Yeah. Or you're telling them just wait until we put it on the marketplace or whatever for like $3 and you get all of them together. So it's like either wait, get the game cheaper and you pay $3 extra, but you're probably saving some versus buying it and getting all of it, or you know, either do without it, or if you spend the $3 later, you're just getting something that you already had.
Yep. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't like that one either. I understand it because it's all a business thing, but it's still, yeah, that one really bothers me. Like, I personally don't mind a lot of pre-order bonuses because, you know, I've pre-ordered plenty of games, so it's not a huge deal to me, but I know that there's a lot of people that complain about it up and down the street, you know, getting on a soapbox yelling and then pre-order all these games, and you're like, wait.
Yep.
But
I really hope at the end of the street they literally pull out a soapbox and do it. I really do.
They probably do.
I will say one bit of hypocrisy recently, which is a little controversial, I'm just going to say. Gamersgate.
What is Gamersgate?
The website?
Everyone called it Gamersgate, where that female was basically being harassed.
Yeah, that, okay.
And I say that's a little hypocrisy of, feminism. It's all about equal rights. But and then when the guys say, okay, that's fair enough, and we wanted, and some of the guys said, fair enough, that's equal rights. We're going to give you equal rights. And then they're like, but you didn't give us more than equal rights. You're a misogynist. It's like, wait, what? And then they're persecuting the other ones, which both sides, in my opinion, did stuff wrong. I'm not. That's why I didn't bring it up much on XGR or anything. It was just a case of both sides did it wrong. However, they didn't realise that they were doing it wrong in the same fucking way.
Yeah.
That's like saying you expect
I
like
still
chivalry.
disagree with actually harassing people based on sex and stuff.
But that's like people expecting chivalry and then also saying, but you want to treat me like an equal. It's like, you know what? No, you can't have both. Like,
treat me like an equal and special. No, that's not equal.
It's like, open the door for me, pay for my meals. Remember, I'm an equal human being. Do all this shit with me. Like, no, you don't get how this works.
I would argue.
That pisses me off all the time.
I would argue people should be chivalrous, but they should also do it for other people. They aren't just obviously of the opposite sex. Like, for example, if I saw like if I'm going to a store with like one of my friends, I'll open the door and I'll let them through first, and I'll walk through. It's called manners.
Yeah, it shouldn't be based on like sex though.
Well, it should be based on the proposition of possibly getting sex.
There you go.
Okay, one more. I'm going to throw out there for hypocrisy that always bothers me is when fans, quote unquote, demand some feature or like a game made and then they don't buy it. They're like, I'll get it used. They're just like, you're sending the wrong message. Like, you said you'd buy it, and then you're like, well, maybe later. You're like, gosh, say that in the first place. You know, if you're like, that game would sound cool, I would, if it turned out well, I would buy it. No, they don't say that. They're like, you make this game, I'll buy it. Or you put this feature in, I'm going to buy it. Then it comes out, and they're like, no, I don't want it.
Nope.
It's like what children do. They're just like, oh my God, what do you want for dinner? I want hamburgers. Okay, you make hamburgers. I don't want hamburgers anymore. You know what that gets you? Strangled. Like, just because you're hiding on the other side of a computer screen doesn't mean you shouldn't be strangled for doing it.
Yeah, but no. How about hypocrisy to gamers instead of from gamers?
Okay.
I'm going to throw out one to gamers, and this is a multiple part one. Number one, video games are too violent and affect our children. And then boom. Every TV show aimed at the same demographic as what's actually on the box in terms of age rating for video games is stuff like 24. Watch him scream into a fucking phone and shoot a bunch of people and stuff, and it's like
torture terrorists.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what? Or no, they shouldn't be. Or no, that's completely wrong. They should be watching good, wholesome Christian films like The Passion, which is all about torture. And it's like, wait, what? I don't get that. And the other one is, there's too many of blank when it comes to games. For example, there's too many shooting games, which I've said that before now, but I've also said the opposite one, which stops it being hypocrisy. But they're like, there's too many shooting games, or there's too many RPG games, or there's too many of this types of games, and then they're the same people that are like, yay, I'm looking forward to insert superhero movie or superhero show, and don't complain at the fact that fucking right now on TV we've got Arrow, The Flash, Gotham, we're getting Supergirl, and that's just from fucking DC. Marvel's getting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., has Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter's getting a show, the fucking Netflix shows, and then in the movies you got Batman v Superman, Justice League coming out, and then you got like Iron Man 4, Captain America, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, how is that not oversaturation?
Yeah.
I was also going to go with, first of all, just for the violence, people say, why don't kids watch the news more? Well, you know what? There's fucking violence on the news. So today, 2 kids got assassinated. Let's watch. No, it's like, and the other thing you said before, like about saying 2 things are too violent. How many fucking books always end up being, these 2 people learned how to play piano and then they got in a fire and their fingers are broken. It's the most touching story ever, about these 2 people that wanted to play this thing or do this dream, but they can't because they're injured and all their dreams are crushed. Best book ever. It's like, what? No!
I'm going to say, based on that, Pew, just because I've seen this one before now, and I know the news here has done that, and the news there, when they say, kids shouldn't be watching Power Rangers, it's too violent. Kids should be watching something like the news, it's educational. I'm sorry, I'd rather the kids watch Power Rangers and learn an honest message about being a good person and standing up to evil than tuning into the news to find out what outfit Paris Hilton wore this week.
Hey,
I think one's more beneficial. Just saying. See what I did there? I played Dragon Ball. No.
Well, at least with one of them, you could figure out what happens when diplomacy fails.
Yeah. Is that the outfit?
Yes, oh, that'd be awesome.
But I don't know, what does Rick think about that?
Yeah, well, another one against gamers, I would say, because I do agree with that. There's definitely some against them. Is more when they're like, oh, like, you know, games, that's so stupid. That's just for, you know, childish stuff or whatever. And then they have their own hobbies that look just as silly. Like, they don't understand it's a hobby, you know? It was like, oh, games are stupid. I'm gonna go knitting. Like, well, from my perspective, maybe knitting is stupid. I don't understand like why you think that's so much better that you spend your time doing something I don't. You know?
That's because you're a dude. Women are supposed to knit.
I don't like knitting at all.
Sorry. Females that are human.
Hey, how about you knit me a sweater, huh? How about that?
See, not human. But no, when it comes to the... No, I was kidding with that. But yeah, when it comes to that one as well, Rick, you've also got the one I keep seeing on TV, which annoys the crap out of me nowadays, is gamers have a reputation on a load of talk shows and chat shows and comedies and stuff like that of, oh, they play video games. They must have zero money, no life, not enjoy anything, and be completely socially awkward. It's like, really? Because I swear to God, the President of the United States of America, as much as I don't like Obama, I'm going to use him for good. About time someone did. But it's going to be, he has the Wii. The President of the United States has a Wii. But according to you, that now makes him a complete social shut-in. Well, I suppose he does spend a lot of time in that big White House, but I think that's part of his job. I don't think that's because he's a social shut-in, like he's in there like, yeah, come on, I want to get past Skyward Sword, even though Zelda's totally a bitch.
Yeah, they definitely have that stereotype that they cling to, and it's like, that's not really how they are. They're normal people that just play games too. You know, like, I can understand that stereotype because I think a lot of points that's where it started, was that people were like that, but considering how, you know, games are so widely played, you can't even, like, that's just a crutch whenever they do that. You know, like, oh, this character, he's a gamer, and you're like, well, I know how they're going to write him because they don't want to bother making him a person that also plays games, because they're like, they're not people. They play games. They live in their mom's basement. They have glasses and pimples and oily hair, and they're all fat and stuff. Yeah. And just,
I really hope he doesn't watch this one.
Yeah.
Another hypocrisy thing is that I used to do like a lot of babysitting, and I'll tell you, like, every single time whenever like mentioned that I'm a gamer to a babysitter, it's like, oh, my kid, I can't keep track of him. He just gets so angry all the time, and he plays all these video games. And I look at their shelf, and then this is a 6-year-old kid, okay? 6-year-old kid's got like Call of Duty and like all of these fucking other shit, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm like, well, why does he get these games? You see, and actually, like, legitimately, like, this is actual. I'm not being like mean or sarcastic, but I'm like, you see this thing right here? Because what if they don't know? Like, what if they really don't know? So
yeah.
like,
oh, there are plenty that don't, sadly.
Yeah. So I went up in there and see this little thing right here. I've never seen that before. Whatever. I just get whatever games my kid tells me to get, and I'm like, this rating thing. And see, it says M for mature. And she's like, oh, I think he's pretty mature for his age. I'm like, you just said how much of a little annoying shit he is. And I'm like, well, you probably shouldn't, you know, like, get this for them, okay? Like, there's a reason why a 6-year-old shouldn't be killing zombie Nazis, okay? So, like...
Yeah, and I was going to say, going back to the stereotype, yeah, that just annoys me. I will say there was some of that, in my opinion, which some people may disagree with, during PS2 and Xbox era, with the N64. There was a lot of that. However, I would also argue, which some people might not, the Wii changed that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Wii suddenly made games everyone.
Yeah.
Which, okay, now those same people are also buying PS4s. Because a lot of people who had the Wii also went out and bought a PS4 later on, or a PS3 or a 360. They didn't just stick with the Wii. Like, some gamers like, oh, the Wii didn't benefit us at all. It kind of did. But yeah, I don't like that of, they play, I must go out and play the new Call of Duty. Oh. And they're like, that's all they think gamers are like? Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, because they're so wrapped up in something that's just a game. Now, excuse me a second, the football's on.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's like what a lot of people.
I told my friend about that because I think it was you that mentioned it, but I can't remember about football players being cosplayers if they wear a jersey.
Oh yeah.
And I talked to my friends about that, and he's like, you're right. It was like his uncle watches football, and like, my friend that I told to, he's actually done some like really, really light cosplay. But I was just like, I was just telling him, I was like, so if your uncle ever harasses you about playing game, just be like, why do you wear a jersey? Are you cosplaying? Are you dressing up as your favorite football player? And you'd be like, no. It's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's like another thing. Whenever I mention that, or I ever cosplay, or ever hears like LARPing, it's like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? And they're like literally like, did you have some kind of like child thing going on, or like some kind of like level you never got to, or like really?
To be fair, I've asked you that exact same question, but that's because I know you.
Yeah, it's not
you.
related to.
That's just so hurtful.
I'm talking about like my coworkers are like super mega girly girls who just buy shoes like all the time on Amazon and then complain about how they have no money. Like literally every single
week.
week.
You go out and always buy video games every week and then complain you have no money?
I don't buy them every week, but like these people like religiously, they religiously like show up on Monday about all the shoes they bought on the weekend, and it's like a shoe day. It's like show off my new shoe day.
You've done that before. I said you do that with games. I've heard you go out and buy like Hyrule Warriors. Then the next day when I was speaking to you, you were like, yeah, but I don't have any money for stuff, and it's like, I really wish I had more money, and I don't want to like pay for things. Okay,
that's not the point here. The point is that
the point is democracy.
Shut up. Like I said, like I don't buy like every single week of the entire year, and I don't have a club where I get together and be like, hey, check this new thing out. Goodbye. Okay, later. I'll buy my new thing now.
That's what we're doing here. I'm Club Nintendo.
I'm Club Nintendo.
I'm not a member of anything with clubs to do with video games. Club Nintendo. It's got club in the title.
Okay. Well, anyway.
She's not gonna. She doesn't want to play Drive Club. She's afraid it's a cult.
I'm scared of cars, so I don't want to play anything with driving. Mario Kart's as realistic as I can get.
I let that go.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like judge them for their shoes or whatever. But like half the time, like I talk about games, like I don't judge them to their face.
Yeah, she doesn't judge them to her face. That's
okay.
Yeah, they don't have no problem telling me how much of a
I think
like,
everybody judges somebody elsewhere, but like usually you try
absolutely.
not to do it to their face. Just like,
exactly.
Oh, you do this? Oh, but yeah, people like are okay to do that. They're like, oh, you play video games? Just look and be like, oh, you watch sports? Why don't you actually play it, nerd? Like, I've always wanted to do that. I just want to say, when some people are like, oh, you played Rock Band? Why don't you learn a real guitar? Just be like, why don't you learn to really play football or soccer or baseball? Instead of watching it and pretending like I'm the 12th man on the no, you're not. You're an idiot that's drunk watching it at home, yelling at a TV while eating Cheetos.
You need to just wait until they're like, yes, what's that? We just won the Super Bowl, and you need to stand up and go, yeah. That's nothing. We travelled all the way through multiple timelines, got the Master Sword and an 8-bit sword, and we defeated Ganondorf. That was before T.
Exactly. That would be so great. You're like, what's Ganondorf? Just be like, what's a Colorado Bronco? Like.
That's. I mean, as much as I don't get into sports, man, apparently everybody else goes apeshit over them.
What's a Ganondorf? What's a drug test?
Hey, I passed mine. My
Just
results are in tomorrow.
I'd just be like, you know what? The characters I play as don't beat their wives. And then
Oh.
they would just look at you and just be like, oh, too soon? Deal with it, and then just walk away.
No, the
Hashtag
character.
deal
While
with
the
it.
Final Fantasy victory music plays and you do your little dance. Huh?
I said no. The character you live as beats his wife.
Yeah, but that's different. There's no game of me yet.
You gave that
kids,
9.
get it
You
right,
gave
yeah.
that 4.5 stars. That's exactly 0.1 star too many. Smack, 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 smack.
There's 2 ways down the stairs.
But no, yeah, there is a lot of shit like that where gamers get a lot of bad reputations just because they play games. But I also think, ironically, in culture in general, there's a lot of that made for other stuff. Like, you watch Star Trek?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you constantly wear your uniform, don't you?
Yeah, like anything nerdy, it feels like it's like people think it's okay to make fun of that, or like what's perceived of as nerdy, like Dungeons and Dragons, video games, sci-fi TV shows.
Yeah. And
But for some reason, like watching a guy hit a ball with a stick is cool. Like that's fine.
is it okay if it's a golf club?
I don't know.
kind
You
of
ask
like-
that.
I like to ride the club.
That's kind of a thing that my mom does, though. She goes, "Are you going to another Star Trek convention?" Like, every convention I ever go to is Star Trek. Like, there's no such thing as a non-Star Trek convention. Every convention is Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, I will say, and this is not really hypocrisy with games, but this is just something that pisses me off. I mentioned this to Pew Pew. It pisses me off. Do you know what T-shirt is now currently selling like fuck?
No.
I do not.
The Green Lantern shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know why, Rick?
No.
Because Big Bang
Because-
Theory.
Yeah, because
Oh.
I told you that the other day, Stace. But yeah, because people are buying it not because it's the Green Lantern shirt, but because it's Sheldon's shirt, and they want
Wow.
to look like him. And I'm like, wait, what? So you like the Green Lantern? And it's weird.
It's like, no, fuck the Green Lantern. I love Sheldon. And he's like,
Yeah, I also find it hilarious that like gamers are more playing video games makes you more aggressive. You should go outside and play a sport, and then if you're wearing a different coloured shirt jersey than someone else, they're gonna come over to you in the store and just be like, "Oh, we're gonna cream ya. Did you see what we did to you? We beat ya." Ah, it's like I've never done that. I've never been like outside in my Venom shirt, saw another guy in a Spider-Man shirt, go, you're for the Venom movie, we're gonna beat you. Never.
oh my god.
Please do that.
It's like someone throwing popcorn at you because you're wearing a fucking Nintendo hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was someone special too.
that was stupid. But yeah, like I said, but you don't get that. Like you'll get them saying games are aggressive, but then they get really aggressive about absolutely everything to do with their teams, their sport, everything. And then, like I said, you don't get those other things. Like I know I was a stupid, I know it's a joke example, but it's a true example. When I have a Venom T-shirt, I've never once in my life thought of going up to anyone in a Spider-Man shirt and berating them because of the time. Because we're Venom. We're gonna totally beat you next time Venom comes and fights Spider-Man. Huh? You ready?
Or they have like a Doc Ock shirt and you're like, we're gonna take down Spider-Man, not your stupid forearm freak, nerd, and then just walk away. Like, what?
Yeah, if I'm wearing a
Team
Spider-Man
Venom.
shirt, I see someone in a Green Goblin shirt, so I just chuck stuff out. That's for Gwen.
Exactly.
Oh, and if you're in the Venom shirt, you see someone dressed as Bane. Oh, boo! You broke Batman's back once. You're just living off one lucky break. That's it. Just one lucky break. You got lucky once. We've been a successful villain for years now.
You know what this reminds me of? Like the fucking henchman in I think it was maybe Arkham it was Arkham Asylum or Arkham City. I think it was Arkham Asylum, where they would be like, no, the Penguin would never betray us. He's like the best person ever. We love him, and they pretty much go off about whoever gang they're in, and they have so much like faith in their higher power, you know. And they like talk about, yeah, you Penguin people, you suck because the Joker's where it's at, and you know, it's like that's how it reminds me of like all the like henchmen. They're so ridiculously loyal to like their like overlord or whatever.
Or based on hypocrisy within, this is technically a game. How about the hypocrisy? And it's not really as bad now because some of these are dead. But the older generation berating people, like when I was younger, we used to get people berate us if you played Dungeons and Dragons from like the old generation of like, no, that's just a stupid little game. Forget your making up characters and stuff. Go out and play something properly. And some of those people would go and do historical reenactments.
I have people just give me shit for like playing,
taking on a character and dressing up and going on an adventure.
Yeah.
But I could tell you that I played Dungeons and Dragons, but people were like, no, we play 4.0 now. Get your 3.5 shit out of here. And I'm like, what the hell, man? What the hell? He's like, no, 4.0 says you have to like take care of all the inventory in there, and the inventory has weight and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm not doing that fucking math. Like, fuck that. And it's like, get that shit out of here. And
to be fair though, that one's understandable as that's like an update for it. That'd be like if, I don't know, Jim, because he has a Wii, was suddenly to go out and start asking, God, can I play with you with the new with Smash Brothers Brawl when Smash Brothers Wii U comes out? What's everyone going to say to him? Come on.
All I'm saying is that, like, it's not like it's a tabletop game that they're suggested. All the rules are suggested. Okay, they're not like Monopoly, you know. It's not like you're making up shit there. And even
rules
then,
are now just suggested. Thou shalt not kill. Fuck it, it's just a suggestion. Let's go on a killing spree. This is why we can't have nice things, because of people like you, Pew Pew, and your disrespect for the rules. Communist. I'm kidding.
I don't even know what to say to that. You got me there.
But no, I think we've exhausted this topic.
Yes.
Did you want to take us out?
I will. So, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us again for another week of XGR. And thank you, everyone, for listening. So, tune in next week, and we'll have some more news. We'll have some more catch-up. We'll have some more topics that will deviate into other awesomeness. So, thank you very much for listening, and make sure to check out the upcoming Hyrule Warriors joint review, starring other people and the Crispy.
Also, remember to follow us on Twitter.
Calls for thee.
Remember to follow us on Twitter, and if you do agree with me that Anastasia Lazerbeam is a communist, please trend #PewPewCommie. Thank you.
Oh my God. Wow.
All right. See you next week, everybody. Good night.